Or if mind lasts millions of years, why would it disappear then? It will disappear when it dies. It doesn't disappear before that. The mind never disappears. Some people think that when we transcend the mind, it disappears. It doesn't disappear. We transcend. We go beyond. When we are sleeping at night, to take an example that we all have experience with, when we sleep at night, we go into a dream body. That is not this physical body. The dream body, we move around. During that period, this physical body has not disappeared. It is sleeping. It's still there. When we wake up, we reconnect with the physical body in the same place where we left it for going into a dream. Same thing is true of the mind. When we are able to, through meditation, through these different procedures in a human life, go beyond the mind, it does not mean the mind has disappeared. It does not mean the body has disappeared. It does not mean that these sense perceptions have disappeared. We have gone beyond them into a new experience of consciousness. And that experience can be continuous. We can come back into all these again and talk about two other friends of ours here. So it's like an experience. So nothing really disappears. Also, I must say something about appearance and disappearance. Is the future there or is it not there right now? If it is there, then we already know what it is. We just go to the future. Is the past gone, finished, disappeared, or is it still there? No, past is still there. You can go back into the past and see the events you've already passed through. Egyptians made it well known that they could time travel. I've read about it, that the Egyptian pharaohs especially, the pharaohs knew how to time travel, and they could go in time backwards or forwards. They could see what was going to happen in the future by just going there and coming back. And I thought to myself, well, what are we doing? We are time traveling all the time. We are all time traveling right now. We are going from one moment to another, one event to another. That's time travel. Events are not traveling, we are traveling. When we create the physical world, time is a timeline. It's all infinite timeline. Events have been placed on that timeline. We are time traveling on that timeline through our consciousness and going from one event to another. This is time travel. They don't disappear. Neither the future has disappeared nor the past has disappeared. And that brings me to a very subtle point, which is difficult to comprehend, but I want to still tell you. We say we are passing through time. We are all sure. Why? I was here at a certain time, I saw my watch. I said, yes, I came at 3, suddenly 4, I have spent an hour here. I experienced time. So did you all. But can we really experience time? What is time as we know it? It consists of past, present, and future. Supposing this past, present, and future is not there, there is no time. What has happened already is past. What's happening now is present. What is going to happen is future. Okay, when I say now, was it past or was it present? Before I said it was future. The moment I started uttering it was past. Where was present? Some people tell me there's a nice book, Live in the Now. I said, where are we living? I want to meet anybody who's not living in the now. We are all living in the now. Every time that we say we are living, we are in the now. And look at it, now has no time at all. Now is a meeting point without time between future and past. It has no duration at all, not even a nanosecond. A nanosecond makes it past. How come we are all experiencing something and it doesn't exist? We are experiencing time in now, and now has no time. Okay, then let us say what is past. Past is what has gone already, and how do we know it has gone already? How do we know something is already gone? From memory. There's no other way. The only way to know there is a past is through memory. If you have no memory, there will be no past. If the past, even when I say now, it goes to past. What I am calling present is merely recent past. It's not really technically now. Now is zero time. It's recent past I am calling present. It's also past. So present, what we call present, is past. What has already gone is past. What about future? Supposing our minds cannot use three functions: hope, fear, anticipation. If it cannot hope for anything, it cannot be afraid of anything, cannot anticipate anything, there will be no future. Do you know we are creating future by these functions in the mind? And when do these functions take place? In the so-called present, which is past. Future is also past. The truth is that future, past, and present, which we think is time, is all past. Think over it. It's all past. Only recoverable through memory. The truth is we are living a life recalling memory in a very living way, and we call it life. So it becomes so easy. Once you know that there's a game of recalling memory, stored memory, in the causal plane, where the Akashic records exist, we just install in our mind a DVD, a set of memories, and come here and live our life and think this is our destiny. It's just a little capsule, not visible, placed in the mind. You call it DVDs, that we are playing a DVD, and that's our life. And there is no time involved. Time is being created by our memory. These are memory chips that are creating life. Now, if you want to verify what I'm saying, go and check out how the memory chips are created. That's another thing. How do you create so many different kind of destinies? If we believe that we are souls and have not been here all the time, we just came for a little experience, how did karma come about? We had no time at all to have any intention or action, and we land up here with karma. How did that happen? It happened because we picked up a DVD which included one life, memory, experience of memory, and several previous lives to create that one life through karma. We never went through that karma. We came for one life, and as soon as we entered, there was a past life. Because you could not have the first life, even one life, without a past life. So that is why it's so interesting to know that we came for a little trip and got caught up in a very strange trap where the little trip had to be created by cause and effect. And the cause was somewhere else. Somebody said, do you come for one life? I said, true. Then why do you talk of previous lives? Because they were notional lives to create one life. They were required to create one life. And that is why we picked up those. But once we stayed there, we began to create real future lives for ourselves here. Then our past lives began to accumulate. And when we go back, the whole thing will be ended here. This show, DVD play, is not going into our true home at all. It's for local play here. And you say that how can the mind disappear? Mind does not disappear, time disappears. Mind is still there, the creator of his experience in time, but time as we know it disappears. And we can't describe anything that's beyond time because all understanding is through the mind. If I were to tell you a truth, I'm just going to make a truthful statement, that in a place close to our true home, within us, there is a zero-dimensional spot. It has got zero volume, zero space, zero time. And there's vast amount of islands in it. Make any sense? If it is zero, how can it have vast amount of... But the truth. This truth the mind can never understand. Because the mind can never understand anything that exists in zero time and zero space. The mind only functions in time and space. It creates time and space and functions in time and space. That is why These problems we can't understand with our mind. We can experience them. You can actually have a conscious experience of zero time, zero space, but cannot understand it. And when you have that experience, you cannot explain it to anybody. Who am I trying to explain something that cannot be explained? But you can experience it within yourself. When you rise above the mind, your life is all in total zero time, zero space. It's not been created yet. So time and space have been created very differently than we are experiencing it. The whole of time and the whole of space is created in one single timeless moment before we enter. All events, all places, all things are placed on it at once. We go through time and space travel, and that's how we have those experiences. Nothing disappears when we in a physical body have these experiences. Everything is intact. Actually, when I say you can go to your true home, you don't really go to your true home. Because if you went to your true home, everything would disappear. Nothing would be left. You are able to have the experience of your true home while you're in a physical body. Because that apparatus to have the glimpses of all these levels of consciousness exists inside our own head, right here as a physical body. Just like we say these are energy centers, the great master who was explaining those 18 centers of the higher levels, they are also available in the physical body, in the head. When we move our attention within the head to those centers, we get the glimpses and awareness of those places. But we are still in the physical body. Physical body doesn't die. It's alive, and all the experiences are happening while we are still here. Nothing disappears. But we can have the entire experiences which would come if everything disappeared.